Hello and welcome to the episode 3 recap of Riverdale Finally. Remember last episode, Ethel stumbled into the school dance with blood all over her? Well, both of her parents have been stabbed to death and Ethel claims that the milkman killed them. One problem though, the milkman is 70 years old. Alice Cooper decides that they're going to offer Ethel a place to stay. Betty asks Ethel later if she could possibly have an alibi, somebody who might have seen her, and Ethel says no. Ethel is the main suspect at this point. Cheryl's mother is becoming a little concerned with Cheryl's lack of a boyfriend and the fact that her latest painting is one of a sensual-looking woman. The mom demands that Jillian find Cheryl a match, a male one. Veronica apologizes to Archie again and she asks if they can start over. He says that he appreciates her apology, but he thinks that they're not well matched and that a girl like her is just a bit of a handful for a guy like him. Jillian tries to get Archie interested in Cheryl. Archie is like, I don't know. But he doesn't completely shut it down. He looks intrigued. Tony invites Cheryl to some performance thing, but Cheryl declines. Kevin is a little jumpy. He's trying to avoid Betty and he eventually runs into Clay, who invites him to an open mic night at the dark room. Archie then asks Cheryl to go and see 7 Year Itch at the Babylonian and she declines, saying that she's already seen it and she didn't like it. She then suggests that they go to the open mic night at the dark room instead. This is the place that Tony invited her. Veronica, after hearing about Archie and Cheryl's date at the darkroom, decides that she's going to go there as well with Jillian. Back to Ethel, her case isn't helped by the fact that she had made drawings of someone who looked like her putting people into a meat grinder. I'm sorry, but Ethel has been a weirdo ever since her Gargoyle King days. I've never enjoyed the way her character was written on the show. Jug thinks that Ethel's milkman story sounded familiar. He'd seen this in a comic that was published by the magazine. It was a comic about an asylum escapee who dressed up as a milkman and started murdering the town's people. Alice sends Betty over to Ethel's house to get her a change of clothes. Remember, Ethel's staying at the Cooper's house for now. In the drawer, Betty finds a book on human sexuality and she later reads it under the covers. The open mic night is as cringy as you'd expect, but it's art and it's subjective, so sure. Tony's performance seems to have sparked something, an awakening in Cheryl. She walks out all flustered and she kisses Archie. She's secretly miserable though and she's struggling. The next day at school, Archie and Cheryl have heads turning as they show up hand in hand. Aw, the two gingers. They actually look really cute together even though they're totally mismatched. Veronica decides to host a kissing party for everybody to help explore their sexuality. Kevin isn't so keen on going to the kissing party, but Betty's like, we're going. You said that you love me and now you can prove it. Kevin runs into Clay and his Ripley muscles in the locker room, and Kevin asks him why he isn't going to the makeout party, and Clay says that he's into boys, and he doesn't think that it's that kind of vibe. Archie asks Betty if he can read her sexuality book because he wants some pointers. Then they do this thing where they practice flirting with each other so that they can test out their moves. Betty touches Archie's knee at one point and Archie very clearly likes it, which embarrasses him a bit. And he grabs a teddy to cover his parts. Anyway, the kissing party is very awkward and kind of boring. And also people have to go off in pairs at one point. Veronica and Jug pair off and they have some of the same interests like horror movies. This feels like a Dan Blair Waldorf moment, I guess. Betty and Kevin pair off and they're trying to hook up, but Kevin is not excited. Betty's probably also realizing at this moment that one touch on the knee got Archie excited and she's doing so much more with Kevin and he's just not into it. Shame, he's trying, but it's really just not working. Anyway, Betty gives Kevin the sexuality book. And at the end of the episode, Sheriff Keller and the principal call Ethel and Jughead into the office. Now you see, Jughead thought that if the authorities found those comic books in Ethel's possession, it wouldn't help her case. So Jug stole the comics from her home and hid them in his crane car. Anyway, the authorities searched Jughead's place and they found the hidden comic books. And that's episode 3 of Riverdale. It was very boring. Thank you for watching.